This is where we just had our breakfast, stayed down the road, and great food in here actually. Very welcome. We're just heading off now for day 4, I think it is. So we're leaving Corrour station, famous for train spotting, the movie Train Spotting. It's brightened up a little bit and clouds lifted a touch, so hopefully a dry day today. Very welcome spot actually, with the youth hostel and the restaurant in the station. We were pretty weary and cold travellers last night. Anyway, let's see what today brings. What a great view down the valley. It's pretty spectacular, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Our youth hostel was just where the trees are in the distance, beyond that solitary tent. I don't know who's in there.
Lucky, isn't it?
Yeah. Quite a bit of snow up on the high hills still from the winter. So on the right hand side you can just see the trail we came down yesterday off the dreaded Rannoch Moor. Certainly lived up to its name and its reputation.
How different this is cycling down with the wind behind us.
I know.
Gentle, whereas this morning just brutally pushing up it, thinking, oh my gosh, I hope the whole day's not like this.
Yeah, you can't tell, but it's been really, really windy the last couple of days. We have a tailwind at the moment.
You can see it on the loch, see how disturbed the loch is.
Yeah. Yeah, headwind when you're soaking wet, cold, isn't great. Just there in the distance where those trees are, you can see the cabin. That was the youth hostel we stayed in last night. So we're riding down along the Loch Ossian, isn't it?
Yeah, down Corrour estate.
Loch Ossian, and we're heading right along it down to where the main house and the lodges are, and then we turn left and go up over a pass. A bit more shelter from the wind here. As you can see, the white water on the loch, can't you? It's definitely blowing a bit.
Rip of it.
Lovely little forest trail we're on. Pretty smooth. Yeah. Just seemed like we climbed all day yesterday, so this is a welcome descent. So interestingly, it turns out that this whole loch and estate is owned by the guys who own Tetra Pak. Matt knows who they are. What's their name?
Hans Rousing.
Hans Rousing.
And his wife Ava Rousing, I think.
And the family. So they bought all of this loch. The train station, I guess, too.
I don't know. Yeah.
Or
the building,
the station house, yeah.
The restaurant, yeah.
The restaurant, there's lodges and a big house up here. So the Tetra Pak empire owns all of this. Which is great, I guess.
And there's a great big foil seal at the head of the loch that you pull back, and then there's a plastic cap.
And then it rips off and all the water spills out.
Yeah, spills the wrong way.
Actually, it's a good thing that Tetra Pak don't make dams. Well, this glen is a nice big wide open glacial valley. That's just one of the more open ones we've been through, isn't it?
Yeah, tons. By a long way.
Yeah.
Not been through anything like this at all yet. It's got a mini Glencoe about it.
Yeah.
Feel about it. The steep sheerness of each side.
The sun is out, my friends. This is almost like a tarmac road, isn't it? Amazing.
Nice and smooth.
Amazing they can keep it this smooth.
I guess there's very little traffic.
See a few patches of snow up there from last winter. Still hanging around. This is such a beautiful glen, this one. Oh, there's a few people up there.
Where, left, right?
Straight in front.
Big one.
1, 2, 3. Just coming over the hill up there.
Oh yeah, on the path.
Yeah. Well, I think this shot is worth seeing. What a stunning glen. Hope you can see that. Beautiful. Perfect glacial valley. Here comes Matt. Just realised that we don't film much of the uphill stuff because it's not quite as interesting.
I've got a perfect pano with you at both ends, just as you approached.
Just on the climb out of this glen at the moment. Got a big climb coming up this afternoon. I think that's the highest pass on the whole trip. So I think we're going to camp near the top of that, so that we've got the descent into Fort Augustus in the morning. Trying to kind of do it so that we get a breakfast somewhere in the morning. But today that'll be our only meal, and then we'll cook the rest of the time. Just takes the pressure of carrying food everywhere. Just passed a group of about 5 other guys bikepacking the other way to us, the opposite direction. Surprisingly, seeing very few people. Quite a few people just riding on day trips by the look of it, but not many with proper gear and bikepacking the whole way. Maybe we'll see more as we keep going north. So we just left behind the Corrour estate, where we've been on since yesterday. Actually, it's so big. Some absolutely stunning mountains to the right, which I'm sure you'll see later. The landscape's changed quite dramatically since we left that estate behind. There's been logs here recently, I guess, so it's pretty open, but actually, yeah, that's what it is. It just feels very wide open and expansive. Thank you.
Sorry? Cape Wrath.
Cape Wrath, okay.
Yeah, Glasgow to Cape Wrath, so.
Oh, wow, well done.
Yeah.
Where are you off to?
I'm Fort Williams Keith.
Oh, fabulous.
Live near Keith, so
Yeah.
yeah. Just a couple of weeks and...
With company as well.
Well, yes. Some of it's not all that good. She's a bit
Yeah,
moody.
what's up with her? Him?
She's just moody. She's a mare. All mares are moody. Don't you dare say anything about women.
What sort of distance do you cover a day?
50 to 20 miles.
Yeah.
Depends on the terrain. I think we got a wee bit lost yesterday, so we're supposed to do 21 miles. I think we did a wee bit more. So they're a bit tired today, so I was going to do that loop round there because it's beautiful looking down on the loch.
Yeah.
But I thought, I'll just cut this corner. Give them a bit of an easier time today.
It's not about the journey, it's the glory of the ride.
It is, absolutely, absolutely. So how long have you been going for then?
A few days, not long.
Yeah.
Day 4, I think, or something.
Maybe 5, you count the first one.
Yeah, I
I've
think
lost track of
we got
time.
10 or 12 days, I
I
think,
need to
so.
take a picture, because I belong to the bikepacking group on Facebook. I don't know if you are.
Oh, probably, yeah.
There's a few, isn't there?
Yeah.
If we find each other
Absolutely.
online.
So you're camping as well, are you?
Yeah. So I stopped at Thursday last night. There's a nice lock there.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, got itchy legs.
yeah, itchy face actually.
Yeah.
Right, well, have a good journey.
You too.
Travel well.
Enjoy your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we just bumped into a lady on horseback, which is the first.
Not just one.
Yeah.
Got a spare.
She had it- yeah,
Where's that one out?
we've brought spare inner tubes, and that lady has a spare horse. But what a great way to do it! And yeah, first
original
person,
way to do it.
Yeah, the original No gears to maintain. Well, you've got to feed your horses, I suppose.
Yeah.
But yeah, good luck to her. So we haven't really seen many people on bikes up until today, and today we've seen about 10 so far. And several loaded up bike packing. There's a couple ahead of us are on gravel bikes, looks like they're doing a day ride. But yeah, very busy today. But it is Saturday, I guess. God, every hill becomes a mission when the bikes are this heavy. But the descents are welcome. Oh no! Wow, that's nice. Look at that beach. So this is Loch Ossian on our left. Yeah, going to be riding down this for a few miles right to the end before we start our big climb for the day. The environment's really changed actually since we've come down off the mountain. I can't remember the name of it. Rhododendron forest, pine forest. Really nice. It's warmed up a lot as well. A bit more shelter from the wind for now. Really beautiful little stretch of track. Hi. So that's our first bit of tarmac for a long time. Maybe since Loch Ossian.
Yeah, private drive to that Ardnavuli house.
Yeah, we just passed a stunning castle. Just a kind of a little castle, but stunning. Don't know what it's called, but it's quite an impressive estate. And we're road riding for a bit. Matt's in time trial mode.
Oh, there's enough. I don't know how to cope with it. Oh. I like white handlebars too much.
This is our tribute to Lachlan Morton,
Be more Lachlan.
the legend, who did Land's End to John O'Groats in 3 stages.
His first stage was
To mid Wales or North
16
Wales.
miles,
I know, epic.
including a KOM up the Menand Toll track.
Yeah, he is a legend. We've been wondering for a while if there'd be a beach at the end of this loch, and looks like there is. And not just a beach, quite a big one. Wow. There's actually sand dunes on the loch. Just taking a little detour to the beach. Let's have a look. Yeah. Oh, it's quite hard. Nice to ride on.
Lovely.
We're guessing there's some kind of outdoor group thing going on here. Oh, this is nice to ride on, pleasurable. Wasn't expecting a beach day in the middle of the Highlands. Wow, that's pretty spectacular. That's very cool. So this is our lunch stop for today, I think. That's pretty amazing. Hope it comes out as well on film as it does in real life. Oh man, Matt, look, they're going in for a swim.
Good for them.
We've got a couple of keen swimmers here. I've been thinking about going in the water the last couple of days, but man, it must be cold. There's actually snow on those hills. Anyway, time to go and find a lunch spot. So it looks like we're hitting civilization again for a minute. First road we've seen in a while, long while.
And it's an A road.
And it's an A road. So we're leaving Loch Ossian, which has been a very beautiful loch and glen. So it's our first bit of road for a long time, and a main road like that. Seems like days since we've been on one of these. So there are times when you just have to push. We're not too posh to push. These bikes are so heavy that just this stuff is really hard to ride up. Hopefully it'll flatten off in a minute and we'll start riding again. Good to stretch the legs in a different way as well sometimes. So we're cycling up General Wade's Military Road. That's quite a tongue twister. This leads us up to the bothy tonight. Although I don't think General Wade was very popular with the Scots people from what we've read. His name is probably best not mentioned. These long gravel climbs can be a bit demoralising sometimes. Go on forever. Although they're a gradual gradient, they do go on forever. Especially with a loaded bike. So we're in the foothills of the longest, highest climb of the whole trip. Not sure exactly which bit we go over, but somewhere over there to the left. That's for tomorrow morning though. Get to the bothy, which is about 200 metres from the summit tonight. Either stay in the bothy or camp outside it. One right in front of you, Matt. Oh, that's quite a vista. Gotta admit, today the scenery has been stunning today, all day. Probably the best day of the trip so far, I think. Just amazing. I guess it helps that it's been a bit drier and a bit sunnier, but just great. The landscape's changed so much again. It's almost like farmland now. About 5k from the bothy tonight. Few deer here, crossing the road.
You see how easy it jumped that fence?
Yeah. Nothing effortless.
Look at this big stag. Oh. Well, it's fell.
So we're on the long slog up to the bothy now. Seen quite a few deer around here. And we're into a headwind as well, which is nice. Ah, bit of descent for a change. It's been climbing for a while there. about a mile away from the bothy for tonight. I think it's just there on the left slightly. There's our bothy for the night, hopefully, if it's not full. The guy we met last night told us about this one. If it's full, I think we're just going to camp on the wind, yeah, the lee side of it to get a bit of shelter. Is the road closed, do you think? Oh, after a long day in the saddle, we've arrived. But we're not sure if it's even open because of COVID, so let's go and have a check. It'd be nice to get out the wind and have a cup of coffee. Well, that's an old bridge.
Yeah.
These things must have been a welcome sight in the old days. Oh, it looks a bit closed, doesn't it? Oh, that's a bummer.
No shelter here, are there?
We'll be on the end, maybe. Yeah. Oh, damn you, COVID. No room at the inn. Ah, bums. They don't want you getting in, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I was having to try to break in.